So, another day, another speaking attempt. My eyes are kind of red. So, yeah. Part 1, drinks. What do you like to drink with your dinner? It depends on what meal I am actually having. If it is something very if it is some kind of soup, I probably don't need anything to drink. But if I'm eating, for example, meat or some kind of burger or uh, pasta, I would like to drink, in most cases, just how is it called? Just lemonade, probably. I'm not. I'm not an adult. Uh, how is it? Yeah, I'm very tired actually today. I'm still not an adult, so I'm not allowed to drink something alcoholic. So I am happy to drink lemonade. Do you drink a lot of water every day? Why? Why not? A few years ago, I found one very interesting fact on internet that when you are trying to keep your skin in a good state and when you're working on building your body, you should drink a lot of water. So since that moment, I'm trying to consume at least 1 liter of water every day, and it is even better if I drink below that level. So yeah, I drink a lot of water. Do you prefer drinking tea or coffee? I prefer drinking coffee. I don't know why this happened, but even though my parents and my dad is a big tea fan, I just adore coffee. It is something very, there is something very catchy, there is something very uh, pleasure giving in coffee for me. And if I'm drinking professionally made coffee in some cafeteria, is it coffee shop is actually more appropriate, more here, right, um, or in some cafe like it was today with that girl I was going out again, like second time, and it was amazing. But yeah, I love coffee. If people visit you in your home, what do you usually offer them to drink? Why not? I uh, I feel like when I have some guests, it is more appropriate to offer them tea because coffee contains a lot of caffeine, and for some people it even bad, for people who are struggling with some diseases, for example. And tea is just like some more uh, winning option. So almost, and also almost all people in my country, they love tea. That's why I always offered tea. But tea is, yeah. Part second. Describe a monument, a statue or sculpture that you like. You should say what this monument is, where this monument is, what it looks like, and explain why you like this monument. What, where, and what it looks like. I would start from afar and make you try to guess what monument I'm actually talking about. But this building, this sculpture, is a memory of a very great salesman uh, who, in his while he was alive, was able to sell this incredibly popular sculpture for a few times. And I will give you one hint. This monument is located in France, in Paris. So I think you already know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, this sculpture, I feel like the word sculpture doesn't fit this context at all, so yeah, just forgive me, please. It is more like building, actually. Uh, is made of only steel, of triangles shaped parts, and looks like a very high, a very tall tower on four stands, on four like legs. Yeah, something like that. It is very beautiful and engineering. It is very beautiful thing, first of all, and also very profound in very proficient in engineering way. And the funny story about this building, which is actually is the reason why I like it so much, is a legend about one guy who successfully sold the government sculpture, which was the Eiffel Tower. If I didn't, I feel like I didn't mention the name earlier. So it was government property, and he was able to sell it to 3 different men. Yeah, something like that. This is just mind-blowing. Of course, he was not a very good person, but those people who were trying to buy this sculpture are not those victims, actually, because they were at least very rich and also wanted something very unusual. So yeah, just a great story for me. Part 3. Public monuments. What kinds of monuments do tourists in your country enjoy visiting? Yeah, I remember some question like that in my first speaking, actually. In my country, tourists like to visit different kinds of monuments. And of course, it is some museums. It is, for example, not very far from my city, we have a wartime prison. I mean, a prison of World War II, which is called Gulag in Russian, and I'm not sure about this abbreviation in English. It was a prison for soldiers, yeah. There were very terrific accidents happening there, terrific actions, terrifying, terrible. I'm not sure if terrific is actually right. Yeah. Why do you think there are often statues of famous people in public places? I don't know why there are so many public statues of people, but I remember one story about a very interesting building in some country in Europe, but I can't remember what exactly. There were a big area, a big public area in the center of one town, which was the capital of one European country, and there were like not a very tall but still decent tower, and in the middle of that tower was buried one very rich man. And why he was buried in the center of a town? Because he was so rich when he was alive that that man made a deal with government of the country, uh, uh, agreeing on giving away all his money to the government for only one thing, and that one thing was to make to bury him exactly at that monument in the center of the city. Yeah, I could also continue and say about making, you know, very people who, for example, invented something or helped a lot of people, making proud, yeah, making people be proud of them by creating statues of or something like that. But yeah, I'm a slack, I remember that word. Do you agree that old monuments and buildings should always be preserved? Preserved. I am not sure about this word actually, but I think it's something like watched, observed, or not. Let's Google. Oh, it's something like in a good, staying in a good shape. Yeah, I'm 100% agree that every monument and every statue must be preserved and must be in a good condition, because it is something so memorable and important to country, because almost all monuments, they have some great value inside, that if yeah, I'm just actually tired. I'm sorry. Let's move to the next part. Why is architecture such a popular university subject? As it obvious to many of us, in recent years, people are starting to be born faster, and cities are also growing faster. Also, the right term, a term of ever-growing cities. So that means that new buildings, new schools, new houses, new medical centers, new everything is needed to be constructed. But before constructed, it needed to be it needs to be architectured, planned, shaped. I don't know, planned probably, or drafted. Yeah, and it creates a big demand in specialists who are going to be educated in universities. In what ways has the design of homes changed in recent years? For example, traveling around the Europe, we can observe the trend of houses becoming less pompacious, less great looking, and becoming more functional, more just eco-friendly in some ways, more simple, and this is not bad actually. uh, but something which we can observe by looking at designs of some houses right now. Bombastic. Does that word even exist? Bombastic. Yeah, it does. Sometimes I'm a little intelligent and educated. I feel that way, but sometimes I'm stupid as fuck. To what extent does the design of buildings affect people's moods? When people from the very childhood live and study, for example, in very ugly schools and live in very gray and the same buildings, homes, their mind is going to be very extended, no, not extended, very limited. Their creativity is going to is actually no, it's their creativity and their cultural intelligence are not going to be high. That means that when we let's just call it a day. I feel like I'm becoming better, but I'm just tired actually. Thank you for watching very much, and yeah, about my day today, it was awesome. Yeah, I like her very much. And my parents actually do also. I'm like telling a lot of about her to them, even though we're just just started talking, and I just don't want to make the same mistakes again when I was not actually talking about my ex-girl, and we had a lot of problems because of that. Yeah, see you soon.